Take one. That ought to sync it up. All right. Complaining phone guy coming in hot with another one for you guys here today. We got a special one here. This one's going out directly to my boy, Dr. Mr. Skelly. You've brought something to my attention that I guess I've been needing to talk about for a while now, and it's one of those things. I guess this is going to be a two-part thing. First off, I'm going to be discussing a particular game in general, and then I guess we're going to kind of maybe get into some sort of topic about just crowdfunding in general. So it's been brought to my attention that a little game most of you have probably heard about, maybe once or twice. I like to call it Cash Grabizin. Is somehow still making money. Now, this was originally brought up to me by, Dr. Mr. Skelly. And basically there's a Reddit post that says, should I cancel my sub and buy Aurora every 2 months instead? So basically this guy's trying to ask, he's like, hey, I've been subscribed to this game for God only knows how long. Okay. To a game that, for all intents and purposes, doesn't fucking exist. And he wants to know if buying Aurora, which I guess is like the premium currency, is a better option for him instead of paying a monthly subscription. Don't buy little ships and build up your credit, so on and so forth. A lot of people are basically saying, hey, you're better off saving up for big ships, this, that, and the other thing. And it's just kind of mind-boggling. I don't really understand the concept and the logic that goes into these people's decisions to continue to fund this game. Now, I've done a little bit of research, okay? Star Citizen's one of those games for me that on paper looks really cool, okay? I'll be honest with you. I think the scope of what they're going for is pretty impressive. However, the downside about it is it's essentially vaporware, right? I know that there's an alpha or whatever the case is, but we got to look at this game in its entirety. It originally went into crowdfunding, I think, back in 2012 and went through crowdfunding stages up until 2014. So it had 2 solid years in crowdfunding and then has continued to get pledges and sell ships and all sorts of shit over the past 5 years now, as well as multiple conventions. Now, this is the mind-boggling one. Conventions, CitizenCon, for a video game that doesn't fucking exist. Holy shit. And the debacle that happened with the last one, whatever, CitizenCon 4 or 5 or whatever one was the most recent, it used to be free to watch the stream, right? And on the last CitizenCon, they tried to charge like 20, 30, 40 bucks, whatever it is. I don't know exact price. I could probably look it up, but I can't be fucked with that nonsense. So they tried to charge an entry fee for people to watch the stream. And obviously the community got outraged and fucking, City Intellect Games or whatever the fuck they are, Cash Grab Industries, basically fucking said, oh, okay, sorry about that. We'll remove the price. Okay. Which, good for them for doing that. Bad for them for basically allowing people access to see this. Obviously, I understand if you're charging for somebody to come to your convention. That's a little bit different. Okay. If somebody wants to go there and all that stuff, obviously there's expenses involved. I can let that slide. Even if it is a convention that's happened multiple years in a row for a game that doesn't exist, I'll let it go. But to watch it online and for it to be free. Now, if you had charged from the very beginning, if you had done like Blizzard does basically, which fuck Activision Blizzard, I just got to go ahead and say that as well. That's a rant for a whole nother day. But if you had said, oh, in order to get the premium package or whatever the case is, we're going to give you this. It costs XYZ amount of money and you'll get stuff, in-game pets and so on and so forth for World of Warcraft, skins for Overwatch, this, that, and the other thing, card packs, fuck me for Hearthstone, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But you didn't. You allowed it to be free for multiple years, and then all of a sudden you come out of nowhere with this desire to charge people $20 to watch your fucking shit, where basically I'm assuming what happens at these is they just try to convince people that spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on these spaceships is still fucking worth it. Which brings me into my next talking point. So obviously the link that Skelly sent me was to the Star Citizen subreddit, and I did a little snooping around there, and apparently there's another really active subreddit, and it is Star Citizen Trades. Now this has 15.5k members, so 15,500 people are subscribed to this, and all this subreddit is people trading and selling ships. Not to mention, I just did a quick Google search to see what other ships are available. There is at least 1,557 listings on eBay for ships ranging from $3,000 to a couple hundred to, 65 seems to be about the lowest, 50, 60 bucks or whatever the case is. On top of the ships that are being sold on the website, which for most of you that don't actually know, and I can't confirm or deny because I have not spent a single fucking penny on this game. I tried to log in for one of the free fly weekends a couple years ago because a friend of mine was playing the game. And of course, I get into the game or whatever, and there's my hangar, but I can't do anything because I don't own a fucking ship. So I'm like, what do you mean fly for free? Now, apparently there was something I could have done, but the fact of the matter is I felt like it just kept pushing me back to the cash shop. And I've played Korean grinder MMORPGs. I'm familiar with cash shop. Just Antagony just fucking coming at you with the cash shop like, oh, check out our sales and melt these items down to fail pen attempts and shit. I've seen that shit. I've lived it. God damn it. So, anyways, I just felt like it kept pushing me, and I'm like, look, here's the deal. I don't see any. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to pay 60, 50 bucks? Just looking through this site. Okay, so there's some bullshit ships or whatever the case is, Aurora S, on this website that I've discovered, StarCitizenTools.com or whatever the fucking case is. It's a part of the wiki or whatever. I can get some cheaper shits that are always available. But then I also see these, time limited sales always available, so on and so forth. There's exclusive ships that are only available every once in a while. Or like this one, 350 bucks for the Celestion Phoenix. It was a limited quantity thing. So those ships are fucking selling for so much fucking money. So you got people that are probably obviously investing, trying to sell to these other guys. There's the stories that we've heard about the dude that basically fucking refinanced his house or some shit like that, so that way he could be able to buy ships. He spent like $30,000 on shit. Meanwhile, over here at fucking Cash Grabizin headquarters, they're basically fucking saying that they've generated like almost $200 million in crowdfunding sales and revenue and all that kind of shit to fund this game that's been basically in development with no real rhyme or reason or estimated delivery date for years now. They've made almost $200 million, which is up there with some of the most expensive games ever fucking developed. And there still is nothing. According to their actual fucking website here, they're basically talking about what do we need to finance the next few years. They already have a roadmap up until 2022 of estimated expenses and money that they need to generate. I'll show these graphs here on screen and all that kind of stuff. It's absolutely boggling. Year over year, they're expecting more and more and more money. Then in 2017, they actually ended up taking out a fucking loan because their financial crisis got so bad. They leveraged their entire fucking company to some bank or whatever the case is in order to be able to try to stay in operation. So kudos on them for trying to keep the game alive. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from some of these Star Citizen fanboys out there that are just like, oh God, the game's going to be so great. And cool, you got facial recognition and this, that, and the other thing and whatever. But according to the fucking articles and shit like that I've read, like this one in particular from fucking, what is this website? I don't even know what the fuck, what is this? Medium.com? I have no idea. But this was the most recent article I could find about Star Citizen in 2019. Is it worth it? And basically, again, I'll link this if you guys want to read through it or whatever. But basically, he talks about the production itself from, again, 2012 to 2014. And the question at the end of the day is, hey, do you even want to play it? While it's a beautiful game, it still looks incredible, and there's a lot of neat things. There's apparently, I guess, 4 planets and 10 moons or something along those lines. So there is something to explore. But even that, as close to, if we go off of the 2022, budget system, you're expecting me to believe that in the next 2.5 years, give or take, you're going to flesh out the rest of this whole world, this universe that you've promised these players, that these people have sunk hundreds of millions of dollars into. And what have you done? They had a point in their fucking career where they were down to like 15 million. And that was really only barely enough to cover operating costs for, a short period of time. Hence the loan that they had to take out. You're robbing these fucking people. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I also understand. Look, again, it was the same thing for me with BDO. It was hard to get rid of because I knew how much time, money, and effort I invested into the game, and I felt like I was walking away from something that I poured so much into. So I totally understand the perspective of getting pissed and wanting to believe, oh my God, this game's still going to come out. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Cool. You got fucking Luke Skywalker supposedly going to be in Squadron 42 or whatever. Oh, great. Mark Hamill's going to be there. But do you really think he gives a fuck? No, hell no. The fact of the matter is, all of the dates that they more or less have tried to elude around because they've never been solid on anything. They've pushed back alphas. They've pushed back all that nonsense. And sure, it's to improve the game, but we're still looking at major performance issues. I mean, this guy goes into the fucking thing. He says right here, to answer the question as the title, is Star Citizen worth buying in 2019? If you're somewhat of an enthusiast and you want to see the genre and the developers have in store and all that kind of stuff, it can be fun to hop in and see what Star Citizen has to offer. However, if you're very skeptical of the studio, and rightfully so, it would be a healthy choice to wait another year or two before you check out on the game. So again, my heart goes out to all those fucking people that have actually invested, and I really hope that you're not one of these fucking mongoloids that's buying ships for $3,000, or if you've got to actually fucking go to eBay to get these limited time sales. I mean, there are fucking posts on the subreddit where people are literally asking, when's the next sale? I want to buy XYZ. For what? Digital fucking spaceships? I mean, come on, for a game that you can't even really do shit in. I mean, they added some sort of multiplayer mode, and there's supposed to be some sort of map creator and this, that, and the other thing. But from what I understand, the game itself still runs like dog shit. They're spending all this time and money creating ships and getting stuff to sell on their cash money marketplace instead of fixing pivotal bugs and game-breaking fucking glitches, which is just upsetting. Now, is Star Citizen, or again, as I like to call it, Cash Grabizin, the first game to do this? No, it's not. Let's be real. There have been a lot of other games in the past. Think about all the fucking games that are still in early access on fucking Steam, okay? There's been a metric fuck ton of them. Not even to underestimate it. There are games that have been in early access for absolutely years. But then I have to make direct comparisons to at least two games here before we close off this fucking topic, because I've already been rambling way too long, because this shit gets me fucking heated. I can't believe people are supporting this. This is ridiculous. I think first and foremost, pre-ordering games in 2019 is an absolute fucking waste of money. All you're doing, when a dog fucking shits on your living room floor, you don't feed it a fucking treat. Until these developers can prove that they're actually worth a fuck, stop paying for things up front. Wait until the shit comes out. I know a lot of these fucking reviewers are gonna just hype shit up. I mean, nothing gets less than a fucking 9 from IGN, but at the same time, do your fucking research when the game comes out. But anyways, the two fucking comparisons I want to make. First off, if you want to play something like Star Citizen, yeah, sure, you're probably going to need flight sticks for it or whatever the case is, but give maybe Elite Dangerous a shot. Hey, you don't get out of your ship or whatever the case is. They're semi-different games, but at the same time, at least there you're getting a full product. And from what I understand and the little bit of I've played of in that game, it is really neat. If that's something you're interested in, if you want more of a realistic experience. Or then the other option, and I can't even believe I'm fucking saying this in 2019, but No Man's Sky, to an extent. Fuck, dude, I gotta give Hello Games credit here. They've actually taken probably the biggest laughingstock in video game history and turned it around. And yet, they still get some flack, although a lot of people are starting to realize, hey, they've actually developed something decent here, and they might have overpromised and under-fucking-delivered, but they've been continuing to do free updates, which I think is the right thing to do. Now, I think there's a lot of other things they could have done. If they came out at a cheaper price and said they were in early access instead of releasing at $60 and saying it was a feature-complete game, when in reality, obviously it was nowhere near it, and they continued to update stated, I think it probably wouldn't have gotten the backlash it did, but that's a topic for another day. But what I can say is at least fucking Hello Games is trying to do the right thing. They took your fucking money up front, and now they're trying to deliver a product because they obviously enjoy it. Whereas we got fucking CIG over here, Sig Smokers Anonymous, and they're fucking just stealing money from people left and right. And what do they have to show? Sure, I see some fucking clips of some people screwing around with face stuff, and they're walking around in a space station, and it's like, yeah, I mean, that's great and all, but where's the fucking game? Where is it? You know, you've got estimated costs, estimated shit till 2022. But you know what I don't see? Outside of all those demands that you have for money and saying how much you need in order to continue funding, you know what I don't see is a fucking release date. I don't see a finished product. I don't see anything. And my heart goes out to those people who have supported and are probably going to get screwed. I think if Star Citizen can honestly deliver on what it's promised, it could very well be probably one of the best fucking games ever made, or at least one of the most unique, for sure. Although I'm extremely skeptical that it's going to deliver. And as somebody like me who's an MMORPG fan, and to an extent, it sort of falls into that category, I get skeptical because not only is Star Citizen probably the biggest crowd-funded MMO type game ever, it's definitely the biggest crowdfunded game of all time. And I think that if it does have a bad turnout, if it doesn't deliver, or if it truly does become vaporware, we're going to be in trouble. Because right now, as an MMORPG player, the crowdfunded, the small development studios, those little guys are the ones that are really honestly trying to bring back to the genre. And if people really get a bad taste left in their mouth from these quote unquote big dogs, you know, who are just fucking beating people up for money, it really means a bleak future for me and the type of games I like to play. Look, this video's way fucking too long. I'll drop some links in the fucking comments here, dude. You guys fucking, you know what to do. Get down there, say some shit. Let me know what you think. Call me a fucking piece of shit for shit talking Star Citizen. Have you invested any money? If so, what I want to know, honestly, I want to talk to some people who, you know, have maybe backed it or have had a chance to play. Like, give me feedback. Don't just come at me with some SJW White Knight bullshit. Don't hit me with that. Give me honest fucking facts. Let me know what there is. I want to see some insider perspective. I want to hear from the people that are actually fucking playing it and tell me what is there. Give me an honest opinion. Because until then, the only thing I have to go off of is fucking extremely fucking rare updates from the internet and obviously one-sided opinions. You either seem to love the game or you fucking hate it. And I'm wondering on people on both sides. Do you love it because you've invested so much and you don't want to lose out? Or do you hate it because it's just fucking so big you gotta hate it? Right now, I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Again, if it delivers, I think it could be cool. If it delivers. Yo, it's your boy fucking Crunk. Get at me in the comments. Say what you gotta say. It's fucking Lazy Phone Boy. It's Cranky's motherfucking corner here, baby. When you come to Cranky's corner, you know what the fuck you're gonna get. You're gonna get a dude talking to a cell phone, alone in a room with a fucking shitty border back here. Welcome to the fucking show.